Now, this I'm slightly worried about. My druid on the PTR can queue for gammas, betas, alphas, heroics. And you're probably like, well, of course it can. You've got amazing gear. Yeah, not so much. I mean, my gear is lacking a little bit and I can still queue for gammas. I mean, I've got a tabard. I think I'm doing pretty well. And you're like, haha, all right, well, it's because it's in your bag. Well, no, not exactly. Not even looking that great in the bag there either. I mean, I do have a lucky fishing hat that I suppose I could put on for some gear score, but so queuing in Random Dungeon Finder doesn't just use your equipped items. It doesn't just use your equipped items and anything in your bag. It uses character-wide items. So all of your gear in your bank, like absolutely everything, will count towards item level. The only reason I've even noticed this is because another little patch was just pushed to the PTR literally about 30, 40 minutes ago, which really strange, on the basis it's going live on NA tomorrow. I was like, what could it be? The only one thing I could see is changes to Random Dungeon Finder, which we'll just look at now. So I can't actually show you on this character purely because I can just queue for everything even without having gear. But if I jump on my rogue, this rogue's gear is absolutely terrible. It was copied over the moment it dinged. And like you can see, I can't queue to anything other than random Lich King dungeons. Now, that's a good thing. But what we can tell from this character is the actual item level requirements for Random Dungeon Finder now. All of these were set at 200 before, but now there is one that's changed, and that's Protocol Gamma. So to queue for Gamma, you need 210 eye level. To queue for Beta, you need 200. For Alpha, you need 187, and for normal heroics, you need 180. To put that into perspective a little bit for you, my rogue here is 161, and it is freshly dinged, some blues, still got heirlooms, couple of greens, couple of BOEs off the auction house. Yeah, I mean, its gear is obviously pretty terrible, other than a 200 eye level trinket and a 200 eye level belt, but I am actually nowhere near being able to queue for Gamma yet, still being like nearly 50 eye level away or whatever. So it's good that we now know the actual eye level requirements for all of the dungeons, and apologies for like really poor camera quality and lighting and everything. I was just in bed and I couldn't be bothered to go out, so I'm just doing this indoors. But my concern is all around what we just saw on the Druid, not these item levels per se. 210, I would have said, is a little bit on the low side for Gamma, maybe 215, 220. I believe I actually said 220 quite a while ago. On the basis that the currency you're getting from it is going to give you 245 items, you would expect a little bit higher than 210, because 210 should be pretty comfortable, but you will have to do some PvP or buy some items off the auction house or whatever you're going to need to do to get there. That does mean you're not going to be very optimized at all to actually do decent damage or decent healing or tank very well in these dungeons. Now, if we hop back on the Druid, which is looking pretty good, I feel like it would be very, very beneficial that it only used your equipped item level when it comes to queuing. I know this might be too little too late on the basis that it's launching tomorrow, but I feel like this is going to cause some real problems. You're going to have hunters needing on spell power rings or tanks needing on agility heads and whatever just to get their eye level up. It will be going in betas will be an absolute nightmare, when you can get to that point, or even just heroics. When people are trying to get the gear score to be able to get into gammas, they're just going to be needing on anything and everything that they can physically need on and that can be used by their character, and then putting it in the bank. It's not even got to take up bag space or anything, so why not? And I just want to say, when I say why not, I don't mean I'm condoning that behavior. I'm saying it's going to be absolutely awful for people who are actually trying to gear their character properly. Let's say going into heroics first, and you're a rogue or you're a feral druid and you're trying to get your agility items, and then you've got some idiot needing on your gear just so they can get the item level quicker to be able to then queue for Gamma. It should at least have to be equipped. Don't get me wrong, that's not going to help much, because people will just, you'll have warriors rolling around with intellect heads and intellect capes and whatever on just for the eye level to queue. But at least you can see those people and you can kick them. I feel like this could really hinder the success of a second time round Random Dungeon Finder. Like I say, I don't even agree with it going off the items in your bag. If Blizzard are saying to be able to do Gamma dungeons, you need around 210 eye level, you should be using that 210 eye level, because surely we're saying the 210 eye level is like relative to the power of your character. But if you've got 160 item level, but you happen to have loads of intellect gear that you've been ninjaing from heroics that you've chucked in your bank and you're a rogue, you're not 210 eye levels worth of character power. I know this wasn't a particularly well-polished video or anything like that. I just wanted to get the information out to you that that is how Random Dungeon Finder looks like it's going to be working tomorrow, and that is the item level that you're going to need to be able to use Random Dungeon Finder to queue for each of those tiers of dungeons. And I'd say strap yourself in for some real big pain of people who can't even make use of your gear needed on your gear. If you enjoyed the video, which I don't know why you would, it was pretty pointless, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.